All right, shalom, shalom. First and foremost, as always, I want to give all the praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakah HaKodash. Double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us the truth through the Holy Spirit. And as always, giving a special peace and blessings and salutations to the Lord's hopeful elect. All right, I'm the brother Zion, and Lord willing, this lesson is edifying to feed the sheep and the lambs of Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai. And in this lesson, I'm basically, on the road, obviously, so I can't get any, I can quote the precepts, but I can't physically read them. But, what I wanted to talk about is respect, and this truth, respect, it goes a long way. And when you look at, I don't want to say upstarts, but when you look at guys who, listen to men before them, I'll use the apostles and elders of Great Millstone as an example. These men, basically laid the groundwork for particular, us brothers. And a lot of guys will come in, they'll get the recipe for, how to set up the camps and how to break down precepts, and, they'll get the recipe from the apostles and elders, but then just to turn around and shit on certain men that taught you, or talk down on men that taught you, and that's not the way that you want to do things. The scriptures say, continue thou in the things which thou hast learned, and has been assured of, knowing of whom thou hast learned them. And that's why a lot of guys who do those types of things, who engage in that type of behavior, eventually their fate, their fate comes. The latest example being like a guy like Al-Azhar, which I'm not going to talk about him in this lesson, but just using him as an example. You get the recipe on how to do things, and then you twist it and turn it into your own thing, and then eventually your fate comes. So the best thing for you younger brothers to do, when you come into this, you want to show some respect. And that's why I entitled the video that, because there's definitely a way to do things in this truth, man. I did a video a couple of days ago where I was going into how you want to respect your camp leaders. Brothers are telling you to do things in righteousness. You're supposed to do it. You don't get an attitude about things, or, act like it's a problem. Even with brothers that are elders or up and coming elders, you show respect to the brothers that are in your camp as well. Because respect goes a long way in this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Okay, and when you show respect, that says a lot of things about your character. Okay, and when you don't show respect, it also says a lot of things about your character. So, you younger brothers that's just coming into this thing, make sure that respect is an attribute that you obtain. Okay? As long, and I say this a lot, as long as a man is telling you to do something according to righteousness, hey, just do it, man. All right? Because when I came in, there was like it was different as far as like videos and how YouTube worked. It wouldn't be like no 2-hour live stream. You had to wait for the parts to come out, so you had to be like more patient. You might have had to, you might have been watching a series for like 3-4 days, 3 days maybe. So things are changed now. Everything is speeding up via the unicorn, and Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is definitely sealing his elect, man. So we're in a time of being brotherly, and making sure you on your P's and Q's, because you want to be the best version of yourself. You want Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to see you in a particular light where he has mercy on you. You want Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai to see you as a respectful brother, a beautiful individual, and not a nigga. And we've seen so many examples over the years, recently. Every year there's like an example of men who eventually uh, you know, bite the bad fruit, you know, and the Most High basically exposes them. And a lot of times those are the men who are doing things according to their own will. You know, they're not doing it the way Yahweh Shem Yahushai wants it done, because ultimately they don't respect Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You know, when you respect the Lord, you're going to do things the way he ordained it to be. Hey, the scriptures say, let everything be done in decency and in order. And a lot of men are out of order. They're whacked out. They think because they got a little following, or they may get some views on their channel, that they're better than the next person, or they're bigger than the apostles. You know, a lot of you dudes actually let views and subscribers get to your head. Oh, I got more subscribers than Apostle Tahar. I get more views than him. You know, I'm that dude. That's how a lot of y'all think. You know? At the end of the day, that don't mean shit, man. It's all about your spirit and how you operate. You know? So that's how this thing actually works, man. So you have to definitely be respectful. And you never know. You know, we do understand, and we do believe through faith that the Most High is dealing with the apostles and elders. You know, and we also believe that there's elect in different camps. But you never know who you're offending, man. You never know who you're offending. You don't know who that man is in the reincarnation. You don't know who you're talking to. And that's why a lot of times the Lord will actually expose dudes. Sometimes he'll wait, and sometimes he'll do it immediately. Like the Judah Maccabees dude, man. You know, that bug out. Now he's all of a sudden, his ass in the hospital with high blood pressure. Number one, because you can't put down them damn sodas. And number two, because you disrespectful. So the Lord basically got to you immediately, man. You know? So sometimes the Lord can execute judgment speedily. And then sometimes he'll, you know, play it out and let you hang yourself. Or the Lord will make you think that you're getting away with something, and then he'll get you. You know? And that goes for all the brothers, man. Make sure you're showing respect. All right? You don't come into this truth with that nigga spirit on you, man. That worldly nigga spirit on you. Okay? A lot of times when you come into this truth and you've been in this truth, you understand, you know, you grow as a brother. You realize that, like, this is really a brotherhood. Like, if brothers got it, you got it. You know? If you need a ride, a brother will pick you up. If you hungry, a brother will feed you. If you got money, a brother will look out for you. Niggas in the world don't operate like that. There's niggas in the world that eat in front of their friends. There's niggas in the world who got a car that won't give you a ride, or got a pocket full of money that won't help you out. And that's the difference between the brotherhood and niggas in the world, man. Okay? And also, brothers are there to comfort you, pray over you, watch over you, correct you when you're wrong. You know? So why wouldn't you want to show love, passion, diligence, and respect to that brother, man, or to those brothers? You know? There's nothing like the brotherhood, man. I don't give a damn what anybody says. You know? The brotherhood has been there for me so many times. You know, when I needed something. So, you know, and vice versa, I would be there for the brothers, man, if I had it and they needed something. You know? And shame on you niggas who fucking talk down on the apostles and elders and got something to say, man. Or the elder bishops, or any other man that's in a leadership position that's doing right by Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Fucking shame on you demons, man. And the Lord is going to deal with every last one of you. And like I said, for the brothers that's in the camps, this goes towards your camp leaders too. Don't be coming with the weak ass, funky ass attitudes, and you know, you always think somebody trying to sun you or belittle you. No, man. This is a thing of order. This is a thing of order. All right? Just like you may have to answer to your camp leader gonna have to answer to somebody. He may have to answer to the regional head. The regional head might have to answer to another regional head that's above him in the faith through the spirit. You know, everybody pretty much has to answer to somebody, man, when things are done in decency and in order. And a lot of you niggas, y'all don't like order. And that's why a lot of you end up getting kicked out, or you end up getting exposed for your spirit being off. Because don't nobody want to deal with no disrespectful ass nigga, man. That's worldly shit. That's shit that niggas do in the world. Even if you talking about on the left hand side with Esau Edom's military, there's different ranks. And you have to show respect within those ranks. Sergeants, lieutenants, captains, you know, what they call them, majors, you know, all of that. You know, Shalom, brother. Yahweh Shem Shabbat Shalom. That's right, the elect 144. So when you brothers are, you know, operating in this ministry in your daily lives and you dealing with the brotherhood, just make sure that you giving brothers their respect, and also brothers should be respecting you. You know? And if there's ever an issue, you work it out. See, we're not like niggas in the world, man. We not gonna fist fight, you know. I got more money than you. You know, you broke. Jake be calling each other broke and shit when they get mad at each other. That's nigga shit, man. At the end of the day, money don't matter, and you know, money don't mean shit. Pretty soon all your money gonna be on the damn chip. So then what you gonna say? Nigga, you ain't got no money on your chip, nigga. Your chip empty. That's what you niggas gonna be saying, man. You know? So we have to operate in the spirit. We have to be like Yahweh Shai, man. Okay? We have to literally think, you know, how Yahweh Shai taught his disciples. He washed their feet. He called the disciples his friends. You know, he looked out for them. He fed them. You know, he gave them wisdom. He was breaking the scriptures down to them. That's how we have to be towards one another, man. It's not complicated. It's simple. Okay? Don't complicate the truth. The scriptures speak about the simplicity in Yahweh Shai, so don't complicate the truth, man. Now, sometimes you may not have it to give. Okay, that's cool. Sometimes maybe you can't pick a brother up, you know, when he needs a ride. Okay, that's cool. But don't not be doing shit and just be like, nah, I can't go get that brother. Kick your feet back up and fucking finish watching TV. You know? We have to be there for each other, man. We all we got at the end of the day. The brotherhood and Yahweh Shem Yahushai is pretty much all we got, man. Anybody else in this world is a potential agent. They'll fucking turn on you, man. Your wife, your kids, they'll turn on you. But the elect is not going to turn on one another, man. The elect men of Yahweh Shem Yahushai is not going to turn on one another, man. Okay? So you brothers remember that in your daily walks, man. You know? So that's pretty much what I wanted to get that off my spirit. Lord willing, this is edifying. All praise, honor, and glory is due to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakah HaKodash. Once again, double honor to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone that taught us this truth through the Holy Spirit. And those men deserve respect, man. Those men deserve the utmost and the highest respect in the room. And I don't give a damn if you niggas, y'all be man-pleasing, man. Nah, man. The apostles and elders, those are beautiful men. Those are great men. Those are wise men. And they taught me a lot, man. And Tawadati Yahweh Shem Yahushai for still allowing those men to go out and teach on the highways and the byways and preach. You know? And in the kingdom, when we're able to see Yahweh Shai, we're able to see King David, you know, it's going to be a beautiful thing, man. And that's when we're going to be a big-ass family. And we're going to laugh, drink wine, and be merry. There's going to be no more sorrow, man. You know? And that's the days that we're waiting on. Babylon the Great being destroyed. And Yahweh Shai bringing his kingdom in, man. That's right, brother. DTA. So with that, Lord willing, you edified. Shalom.